Japan, Part 66. The result was that Japan basically kept petroleum imports constant despite economic growth, while the American imports were growing rapidly despite lower economic growth. Large Japanese trees cannot be moved automatically, and in the 1930s, despite cultural homogeneity, they were often moved by intimidating potential opposition. They are helped by homogeneity, but they make the best of it by highlighting a sense of common national purpose, working closely with key groups though whose cooperation is needed, and preparing general public. The public may complain about the imperfect plans for the arrogant bureaucrats, but in the end it is not their plan but our plan. The roots stick with the tree. Now we get to chapter number 5 of the book, Politics, Higher Interest and Fair Shares. Chapter 5, Politics, Higher Interest and Fair Shares. If the term democracy is used to signify the expression of diverse interest in the political arena and the capacity of the government to satisfy these interests, it could be argued that Japan is now a more effective democracy than America. The interests of the Japanese are expressed not by specialized groups but by basic multi-purpose groups like villages, towns, firms, professional associations that are generally better organized and disciplined and more systematic in representing the wishes of their membership than the more ephemeral American special interest groups. Groups in Japan interact with one another more frequently, so that they are particularly effective aggregating interest, engaging in joint political activity for a broader common purpose. And at all levels in Japan, people make a conscious efforts to provide balanced, though not equal, fair share. To all recognized groups in the society, the distribution of the fair share, like aggregation of interest, is made possibly by solidarity of these multi-purpose groups. First of all, we talk about the group solidarity. The solidarity of the Japanese community is hardly unique. The traditional New England villages and the villages in Europe, from which many American immigrants came, also had strong group ties, enabling them to work for the common goals and to discipline community members. What is unusual is that the Japanese have been able to retain this sense of community to keep what George Lodge termed their communitarian values in a time when group consciousness attenuated in many nations. One could argue that Japan's success in perpetuating a sense of communities stemmed from its late transition from feudalism directly to the modern corporate society, without an intervening period of individualism lasting hundreds of years as in Western Europe. But whatever its historical roots, group solidarity remains in Japan because people work at it, whether in villages, towns, urban neighborhoods, or workplaces. The leaders exert themselves to retain the loyalty of the group members by responding to their needs. Children are taught the values of cooperation for everyone's benefit, and however annoying they may find group pressures, adults remain responsive to the group attitudes, for they are convinced that everyone gains from restraining egoism. Of course, if there is ego in the person or ego in the community or ego in the group, it will certainly destroy it all. and Japanese have certainly found a cure for it.